Hi, so we're going to do Power Automate get versions, and this works both for custom lists or for libraries. For example, if we get properties from a library with attachments, right? This also works as well. So basically, you can create. We're going to create a custom list. Then we're going to add versions to item. Then after that, we're going to create flow to get versions in Power Automate. So first thing here, going to our test site, I'm going to create a list. I'm going to create a blank list. I'm going to call this list versions. I'm going to hit create. And now I'm going to add another column. I want to have, for example, a choice column. And call this status. Call this happy status. And call this very happy status. I'm going to call this OK status. Okay, so I can just hit save. So now we have two columns, and I can start adding the item here. So I can just hit new. Title, I can put my name. I can put a status. I can say it's happy status. Okay, we have that here now. So now after that, I'm going to edit. And I'm going to change the status to very happy, for example. So now we have very happy status. And if I click here on the three dots, we can check version history. And we're going to see that we have the initial creation with happy status, then the change to very happy. So now we can go to Power Automate, and we can click on create. I'm going to do instant flow so we can trigger manually. I'm going to call it get versions. That's going to be the name of my flow. So I can add a new step. Just click here, new step. And I can search for send HTTP. It's going to be send HTTP request to Sharepoint from Sharepoint connectors, and it shows up here showing what we have available. Right, so we're going to click on the arrow, or we're going to select the site, or if we don't see it, enter custom value with the URL that you have for your Sharepoint site. It's going to be a get method, then the URI. We're going to use what we have here in GitHub. That'll be within the video description. Come back here, go to URI. You can go to it's just copy and paste the text that we copy, right? Here, list library name, we remove that and we put the list name, right? So if you look back here, it's going to be called versions. I'm just going to call it versions, right? And then here in the ID, right, I have to put the ID of the item, right? So what's the ID of this item? I just edit the view. I can add the ID column right there. Just search for the ID, found the ID. I can put as the first column, for example. Just hit OK. And the ID equals 1, right? So just put in 1. And I can just hit save for now, and let's see what comes back from this, right? Let's choose compose and just put compose here, compose. And then whatever comes back from this, so let me rename it to get versions. And whatever comes back from get versions. Just hit save. And now let's run a manual test. See what happens. Okay, so here within compose, it's within the results, right? We have all this data in here, right? Which is a lot of data regarding everything regarding from the modifications. So basically, how do we get, for example, the previous status, right? So I have here, for example, the structure. So let's just see, for example, body get versions the result 1, for example. Let's see what comes back. Right, so let me edit the flow again. Click here, expression. Okay. I just pasted whatever's coming from 1. So we see what's the data structure. So basically, if it was 0, it would be the last one. 1 is the previous modification, right? So this is previous value. Okay, just so you know. So manual execution, run flow, done. What we have here now is the structure of data all regarding the previous modification, right? And the title, we have a bunch of other data here as well. If we keep on scrolling down, we see everything that's there, right? Just keep on scrolling, it just keeps on going. That's all I have data. But there's something that caught my eye, which is status, right? So status is what I want. I want to get the previous status from a previous version, so that's why I even put here status, right? So this is the last step here within the flow. Just hit edit. I can edit this, put with the status, and I can rename this previous status value, right? And we can use this however we want. We can use an if or do something else. So you can even update it back to the previous value if you want. So now it's happy status. It's coming back as the previous. Right now it's very happy. Before it was happy status. If we want to update this, we could. That's totally fine. But it's all up to you what you want to do with the previous version value of a specific field that you want from any specific SharePoint item, either from a custom list or from a library. Okay, thank you. Hope you liked it.